Hey guys, Brian here with Thumper Fab. Today I'm going to walk you through installing our new cell phone mounts for our HD11 Defender. These cell phone mounts can mount a variety of different things. We have a charging and a non-charging cell phone mount, as well as a tablet mount. For this installation, we're going to do a charging phone mount to show you the wiring process, as well as a tablet mount. The first step is the same for either process. We're going to go ahead and mount our ball mount to our mount brackets. Here's the passenger mount bracket and here's the driver mount bracket. Both will mount the same. We'll go ahead and use our number 8 socket cap screws and our nylon lock nuts. We'll go ahead and get those all tightened up to the bracket, and then we'll move on to the next step. I'm going to repeat the same process for our driver side bracket. I'll use our number 8 button head screws and lock nuts to mount our ball mount to our mount bracket. Once we get that all tightened up, we'll be ready to take the bracket assembly to the vehicle and mark our holes to be pilot drilled before we mount the bracket ultimately to the vehicle. With our ball mount securely fastened to our mount brackets, we're ready to take our mount brackets to the inside of the vehicle and mark our holes to be pilot drilled so we can get everything mounted up, and in the case of our wireless charger, wired up. Here you can see we have our driver's side bracket with our ball mount attached. I'm going to rest the bracket in position where we plan to mount it, and I'll use a Sharpie to mark the holes that we're going to pilot drill. You want to make sure you hold the bracket steady. Mark all 4 of your holes. Once you get them all marked, you can pull the bracket away, and we'll use an 1/8 inch drill bit as our pilot bit before we mount it with our Phillips head screws. If you're installing a mount on the passenger side, you'll repeat the same steps. Hold your bracket in position, mark your holes to be pilot drilled, and move on to the next step. With our holes marked, I'm going to go ahead and use our 1/8 inch pilot bit to drill out the holes. You want to make sure that when you're drilling your pilot holes, you don't go deeper than necessary. You shouldn't have to go more than 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch to get through the plastic panel. Once you're through, you can clean the plastic shavings out of the drill bit, and we'll be ready to move on to the other side. On this installation, since we're doing the wireless phone charger on the driver's side of the vehicle, I'm going to go ahead and drill a 5/8 inch hole underneath where the mount bracket will sit so that we can tuck our wires up for a nice clean finish. You want to be sure, just as the pilot holes, that you don't go deeper than necessary, just enough to make it through the plastic panel so you don't damage any internals that are underneath your dash. You may need to use a step-up bit to enlarge the hole in your dash. You want to enlarge it so that you can slide the plug from your wireless phone charger through the hole for a nice clean finish. Before we fasten our driver's side phone charging mount bracket to the vehicle, I'm going to go ahead and fasten our wireless charger to it using our adjustable swivel mount. You'll simply loosen it and slide it over your ball mount, followed by the wireless phone charger. Once you have those both in the swivel mount, you can go ahead and tighten it up, orient it in a position that you think would work well for your riding style. And what we're going to do here is we're going to route the wire through this open gap in the bracket so that we can tuck it into the hole we drilled in the dash for a nice clean finish. I'll go ahead and tighten up our swivel mount, at least for the time being, and tuck our wire through the dash. Then I can come in with our truss head screws and start them in our pilot holes. You can either use a drill or a screwdriver to go ahead and drive these into the dash, as some of these may be more difficult to access. A screwdriver may be easier to get into position than a drill. Next, we'll go ahead and mount our tablet mount bracket to the passenger side. Just a reminder, these can either be cell phone charging mounts tablet mounts or just a standalone cell phone mount with no charging capabilities. All three accessories mount to this ball knob, so the process is the same for mounting the ball knob and the mount brackets to the vehicle. Depending on if you chose the charging or the non-charging version will dictate if you have to do any wiring. We'll simply place the bracket into position and start one of our truss head screws in the pilot holes we drilled previously. Once you get it started, you can grab your Phillips head screwdriver or drill and go ahead and get that screw started in the dash. You want to be sure not to tighten this all the way up until you get the other remaining fastener started. With our mount bracket securely fastened to our dash, we can go ahead and mount our tablet mount using this adjustable swivel mount. You'll simply loosen the arm on the tablet mount, and once you have it in a position that you think would work well for you, you can go ahead and tighten that up so that you'll have access to your tablet while you're riding down the road. If you've decided to go with the charging version of our phone mount, your wireless phone charger will come with two pre-tied up harnesses in the box with your phone charger. You can either connect it and then connect to a USB, or you have the connection to your wireless phone charger and these open-ended ring terminals, which we'll be using in this case. For our installation, we're going to go ahead and cut the end of the wires off and splice on these ring terminals for a better fit, heat shrinking them, and then finally heat shrinking some shrink wrap around everything for a nice, finished, long-lasting installation. As you can see here, we went ahead and modified the harness that came with our wireless phone charger. This is the one that had the open-ended ring terminals. We spliced on our two blue ring terminals that came in the hardware kit. And just a reminder, you'll hook up the one with a fusible link to the red post on your bus bar. Along with these ring terminals in your hardware kit, you'll find two M6 flange lock nuts. These are what you'll use to fasten your ring terminals to the bus bar that's located up under the dash. To gain access to our bus bar that's located under the center of our top dash panel, we're going to have to remove the plastic portions of our A-pillar, as well as disconnect the strut assemblies that attach the windshield to the frame that operate the windshield when it's opened up. Once we have this all disconnected, we can remove the Torx fasteners that are on top of our upper dash panel. Once we have that loose, we can flip it up and we'll have access to our bus bar. With our windshield struts disconnected, we can go ahead and move forward with removing the T30 Torx fasteners at the top of our plastic A-pillars, followed by removing the push pins that hold the remainder of our plastic panel on before we move on to the top of the dash. With the main portion of your A-pillar plastic panel out of the way, you'll go ahead and remove this portion on the lower section. You'll simply pop it out of place. As you can see here on the back, there are some clips that hold it in place to the main portion of your dash. Once we get that out of the way, we can repeat the process on the passenger side before loosening up our T30 Torx screws that hold the whole top panel to the dash. With your A-pillar plastics removed from both the driver and the passenger side, you'll take your T30 Torx and remove the perimeter screws. You'll have 6 perimeter screws that'll be T30. Once you have all 6 of those removed, you can pop the dash up and it'll flip up and give you access to the bus bar located underneath this panel. With all 6 of our T30 perimeter screws removed, you can simply pop the upper dash panel up, and this will give us access to our bus bar that's located directly under this center section. Here you can see our red and our black terminal that make up our bus bar. We'll connect the red lead from our harness to the red terminal and the black lead from our harness to the black terminal. With your harness for your wireless phone charger connected to the bus bar, your dash put back together, and your A-pillar plastics back in place, you're ready to hit the trails and enjoy your new Thumper Fab wireless phone charger on your HD11 Defender.